How's it going, everyone? And welcome to another episode of the Black Metal Rebellion. Today's episode is going to be something a little more uh, tongue-in-cheek, I guess. Maybe. This is going to be another Unpopular Metal Opinions episode. This is going to be episode 2. And this is going to be 5 black metal bands I can't stand. Now, the funny thing about that is, obviously, this is a black metal channel. For the most part now, being the Black Metal Rebellion, and me talking about 5 black metal bands I can't stand might seem a little odd to you, but here we go. Alright, first off, the first 2 bands, because they're pretty much the same damn thing in my opinion, just a little bit different. This is what I like to call Symphonic sellout black metal. First, Cradle of Filth and Dimmu Borgir. Basically, anyone who starts off in black metal usually starts off with Cradle of Filth or Dimmu Borgir, and so did I, for the most part, minus like 1 or 2 Emperor songs that I wasn't even aware of that I was listening to. So yeah, basically, once again, they're just starter pack black metal. I'm not a big fan of the symphonic part of it, like the keyboards and whatever else they think makes them symphonic. I believe it's a false representation of what real black metal is to the general public, because if people hear Cradle of Filth and Dimmu Borgir, they're like, oh, that's what black metal is. Well, not really. I mean, sure, Shagrath here wears corpse paint and spikes and black, and they got some blast beats, they've got some double kicks. They've got a lot of elements of black metal, yes, but they're still just too mainstream. They're well, I mean, they're not they probably don't get any like radio play, but they're still like fairly well known in the metal genre. So yeah. Once again, another thing that they've got going for them that's not really your expected black metal trait is they've got really good production. Like, they've got the death metal production, which back in the 1990s, when black metal first started up, they were kind of rebelling against the death metal thing and the production value. So for these guys to have that kind of production value and sound quality kind of goes against what black metal really stood for. It's both Danny Filth and Dimmu Borgir seem to really be trying a little too hard to satisfy mainstream metal listeners. They don't really seem to be doing too much edgy stuff. I mean, take Danny Filth nowadays. He's doing the whole Karak and Gren face paint. Like, he's still trying to remain relevant somehow in the black metal world or extreme metal world. Like, he's kind of sort of losing his individuality, I think. So once again, kind of selling out a bit. When it comes to Dimmu Borgir, they have a lot of like power metal or opera like vocals in there, which is just not my thing. That's not why I listen to black metal at all. And their videos, I don't know if you've seen any of their videos, but they're pretty ridiculous half the time. Like, some of the outfits they're wearing, like, what the fuck are you wearing? Like, I know that black metal has nothing to do really with like fashion or anything like that. Minus the whole cliche bullet belts and black and spikes and nails and shit and corpse paint. But I mean, just they're going way over the top with some of the shit in their videos. It's just the production value on the videos too are just it's too much. It's just too much, and it looks satirical and jokey, and I can't take it seriously. I cannot stand it. Every time I watch it, I want to somehow vomit internally. It's just not what I'm looking for in black metal. They don't really seem to be changing either. I mean, yeah, I get that black metal doesn't really change too much for the most part, minus like subgenres of black metal. But even within themselves, their music style doesn't change at all. It's always the same thing over and over and over again. Uh, Anything after their second album and their newest album probably all sounds exactly the same. I know everyone's like praising the new Cradle of Filth, Hammer of the Witches for harkening back to their original sound. Well, no, it's not. I'm sorry. Hammer of the Witches. More like hammering out the same recycled garbage over and over and over again. Um, and that's another thing. Danny Filth, like his writing style, like lyrically, like I get that he's being poetic and trying to use very spicy different words, being spice being the variety of life, variety being the spice of life, whichever way you want to say it. It's I get that, that's cool, but sometimes like I'll be watching the Cradle of Filth videos and the lyrics will pop on the screen, and I'm just like, why? It's just so cringy and like try too hardy. Like it seems too satirical. It seems like a joke. It's like you're not fucking Hamlet, Danny Filth. Okay, goddamn. Next is the have you seen Dimmu Borgir's bald guitarist with the mustache? Like, he's a creepy. He looks like a fucking pedophile. I'm not saying he actually does touch children, but he creeps me out every time he like turns towards the camera and gives me like that look. It's just, dude, no, just stay the fuck away from me. Like, uh, I'm trying not to like go on about how they look because once again, the music is more of what I'm trying to get across here. But it just the production value way too high for black metal. They're they just seem like it's they're too Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like they seem too fucking grandiose. Black metal is supposed to be stripped down and more fierce and I don't know, man. I can't stand Dimmu Borgir. I can't stand Cradle of Filth. I had all their albums at one point. I'm trying to sell them off. Um, I had one album that wasn't the first two albums by Dimmu Borgir. Um, the Grand Hawk. I don't know. I don't even know what it's called. It has the song Phantasmagoria on it. So whatever that is, Phantasmagoria and Reptile, and I've sold that off. They're just it's they're like phase black metal. You go through a phase and you listen to them for a bit, and then you move on to some better stuff. Like that's what they are. All right, enough about those guys. Next bands are what I like to call pretentious college hippie black metal. Now I'm talking about Deaf Heaven and Liturgy. These guys, oh my god, like first of all, coming when it comes to Deaf Heaven, all their songs take forever to reach any sort of like conclusion or ending. I mean, Road to Jonah, or like Roads to Snoresville, okay? Because all the edge that could have potentially been in that has been sanded down. Uh, Deaf Heaven, if you were a black metal spiked bracer, all of your little spikes will be rounded off into little knobs. Okay, that's how not fierce you are. Anything evil or fierce has been fucking removed and just completely whitewashed out. It's almost like fucking pop punk songs with black metal vocals over it. And the vocals, they're annoying. It sounds like they're trying to be Varg Vikernes, screaming, doing those like highs, like ah things, but it sounds more like a beaten housewife. I mean, it's just awful. And Liturgy, uh, it barely even feels like black metal for the half the time. I mean, the guitars are like so bright and they're just they sound happy. It's like a happy black metal band, and just Oh, no thanks. Okay. And second of all, once again, not trying to like fucking sidestep from the fact that we're trying to talk about the music here, but they definitely do not dress the part. They dress like fucking Hawaiian shirts and like beige khaki shorts, and I'm sure they wear fucking socks with flip flops. All right, you're not black metal artists. You're not. You're just some college hippies who discovered fucking the black metal sound and said, "Hey, why don't we try something like that? I'm sure it'll sound great." It doesn't. Okay, it does not. The riffs are so repetitive and just so unthought provoking and was so lackluster. Like there's stuff that I call elevator music because it's so boring. It just sounds like stuff you're like listening to while you're waiting to get to somewhere else. Yeah, that's what this is. This is elevator black metal, basically. You throw it on and you're slowly slipping into a coma because of how bored you are. And once again, the riffs and the songs sound like they don't have any sort of like a point or climax. They just kind of build and build and build and just end randomly. And you're like, what the fuck was the point of that? So yeah, they don't have any proper endings. The end, it's just kind of like endless suspense and build up to nothing. It's just there's no release. You know, the listening to Death Heaven and Liturgy is the equivalent to jacking off and then just stopping before you come, and then zipping up your pants and doing some laundry. It's just there's nothing fierce or brutal or heavy about it at all. It's just a bunch of clangy, shiny fucking riffs that just overlap each other and go nowhere. Garbage. Next is Myrkur. Fucking Amali Brune from like Ex-Cops and like all other pop music. She's a pop songwriter. And all of a sudden she's like, hey, I know what I'm going to do today. I'm going to write a black metal EP. And then I'm going to follow it up with some more garbage with some actual talented people from the black metal community and still somehow fuck that up. And still somehow make it sound like boring, repetitive, random crap. Like a 9-year-old could write the fucking riffs that she's written in these things. It's bland, it's tepid, and it's fucking just... It just, the riffs seem sloppily placed. It seems like she couldn't transition from one riff to the next, so they just like stopped abruptly and go on to the next one. Oh my god! And the pacing just is weird. It's kind of, I don't know. The music itself is pretty stale and lackluster too. I mean, not nearly as much as fucking Death Heaven and Liturgy, but it's still pretty stale. It doesn't bring anything new or edgy to the table. It sounds like some things that happen in the songs are accidental, like some of the transitions or cuts from riff to riff were made just, I don't know, man. Like the one of the songs fucking sounded like it was going through and all of a sudden like it skipped and just went to something else, and it literally sounded like a mistake. Like I don't know, it just fucking didn't make any sense to me. And honestly, her clean, random female vocals do nothing for me. If I had a boner, it would run away. It'd be like, nope, I'm going back to sleep. It just wouldn't do anything for me. And, oh, man. If you're looking for something new and cool because it's a one-woman black metal band, I can pretty much say, don't waste your time. It's not worth it. You're not going to be hearing anything new. You're definitely not going to hear anything brutal or fierce or like primal black metal. It's not. It just, it's so somber and fucking ill composed that you're it's ridiculous how people think that they can just be like, I'm gonna hop on the black metal train today, and I'm gonna make a record because I've got the money to do so. You know, just because you can do something doesn't necessarily mean you should do something sometimes. Like that, you know, that quote from Jurassic Park? The scientists were so caught up on whether they could do it, they didn't stop to think of whether they should do it. Well, same with Emily Braun. She was so caught up in whether she could make a black metal album, she didn't stop to think whether she should. Oh my god. Like, if you see that one video on Gear Gods of her playing that teeny little, like, dinky riff, oh, like, wow. No. So, that's my thoughts on those bands. I know I didn't really go into anything super crazy. This is why I do not like them. This is why I cannot stand them. And these are a few reasons why. But I got one more thing to show you. Not literally, but one more thing to talk about. And this is the Black Satans. This is a bonus little thing here. The Black Satans? What the fuck? I mean, I'm 99.9% sure this is a fucking joke. Or a parody of some sort. But it's weird. They've got 3 videos that seem to be alright shot. It doesn't seem like it was just done on a phone. And then the music is, for the most part, like, somewhat decent. So it's like weird. It's like, why the fuck would they make such a parody of themselves and joke around and dance around in the snow like a bunch of retards? And for that one video where the fucking lead singers like dance around on a beach in a leather thong. I mean, I'm pansexual, but that's gross. Okay, put some fucking clothes on. That's just, dude, yuck. Come on, what the fuck? So yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't get it. Like, the Black Satans, despite the really silly name and the song titles and the fucking parody type videos, could actually somewhat go somewhere with the musical talent they have and the somewhat decent songs. Like, they're a little weird at some parts at the end because they add some odd clips or some ditties of some other genre at the end. But if they actually tried a little bit harder, they could have actually done something decent with the music. And if you have the ability to actually create some good music, why the fuck would you squander it by doing ridiculous parodies like that? Like, I don't get it. And if the band members actually take black metal seriously at all, besides like the joking around in the videos, what are you doing? Like, I don't get that. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if you're a shitty band and you can't play and you recorded something that sounds like trash, like, I mean, because there's a difference between, bad production and lo-fi production or necro production. These guys had like a somewhat decent production. Like, it wasn't badly mixed. It, like, the guitars and stuff had some decent riffs in it. The drummer seemed to be talented enough. If it was programmed or not, I don't know. If the programmer might have been, good at programming drums. And the vocalist seems like he could have actually pulled off some somewhat decent vocals. So why on earth did you make those ridiculous videos? Why didn't you continue on and do something actually, like, serious and talented and, like, there's potential there. That's all I'm saying. There's potential there, and you wasted it. You shit on it, and you made some stupid fucking videos, and your band name is ridiculous, and the song titles are even more ridiculous. Why would you do that? Anyways, thanks for watching. This has been another Unpopular Metal Opinions on the Black Metal Rebellion channel. These are 5 black metal bands that I can't stand. Some maybe alright reasons why I can't stand them. I keep on trying to get away from what they look like. Like, for the most part, I don't really care how you dress or what you look like. It's about the music. But if you're going to present yourself in videos so that people can see you, you know what your audience is pretty much going to be expecting if you're going to be calling yourself black metal. Okay? Just fucking... A little bit of pandering goes a long way. Like, Come on. Like, why are you dressing in fucking polo shirts and shorts and probably flip-flops and presenting yourself as black metal? You know you're gonna get shit on for that. So come on. I mean, there's only so much your music can do for you. You know, your music can only redeem you so much. But then calling yourself black metal and putting out the kind of music you have, which is boring elevator garbage or just symphonic sellout bullshit, then you're not helping yourself at all. And then you're going to get videos like this made. You're going to have some diehard fans that are like, oh yeah, Cradle of Filth forever. Or oh yeah, Liturgy is so not Death Heaven. But they fucking are, pretty much. If I put Liturgy and Death Heaven in a mix and mismatch their songs randomly, it would sound exactly the fucking same. Or worse. It'd probably sound even more random and chaotic. And not in a good way. So, yeah. Fuck Cradle of Filth. Fuck Dimmu Borgir. And super fuck Death Heaven and Liturgy. Myrkur. Whatever. You're boring. You're bland. You're not bringing anything new to the black metal genre. Kudos to being a woman and doing black metal. But, sorry. You could have done a fuck ton better. I don't like it. And the Black Satans, change your name, do some serious videos, and keep working on your sound, because it's sort of decent, and you can go somewhere with it, okay, guys? Thanks for watching. Stay sick. And if anyone gives you shit, tell them to fuck off.